How I will use it? I'll just say @ test and I'll pass some value because it is expecting one value. अभी कुछ समझ में आया? नेक्स्ट, अगर मुझे ये इंटरफेस इस टेस्ट एनोटेशन को यूज करना है, आई विल पास द वैल्यू. अगर मैंने उसे डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू दिया है, डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू असाइन होगी. अगर मैंने खुद का वैल्यू सप्लाई किया, ऑब्वियसली वो ओवरराइट हो जाएगा. And if I want to use a test now, it is expecting how many values? 3 values. So I'll pass 3, 2, and 6. Is it okay? Yes. अभी कुछ समझ में आया? ठीक है. Now tell me, अगर मैं यहाँ पे लिखती हूँ @target in front of method, value is equal to method. तो आप मुझे बताइए, क्या ये एनोटेशन मैं किसी भी वेरिएबल के आगे यूज कर सकती हूँ क्या? नहीं. I can use this annotation only in front of method. Are we okay? I hope you have now understood what I'm trying to explain you. Or is there still confusion? No. ठीक है. Shall I proceed? So this is nothing but annotation declaration. Your own annotation declarations. ठीक. Let us proceed. Suppose I'm trying to create custom annotation. Custom annotation means user defined annotation. Now, let us understand. In this case, I'll go for one main program. Garima, I'm muting you. Rather, I'll mute all. ठीक. Now, we are in day 15_4. ठीक. So I'll do one thing. I'll create day 15_4, which is our main class. I'll create my own annotation. Maybe I'll say author.java. This is my own defined annotation that I want in my program. And I'll say user defined annotation. And maybe I'll create book.java class, where this is a simple class. I am going to use the annotation. Okay, I'll save this. Creating user defined annotation. Now the point over here is, whenever I want to create annotation, so first of all, I must have a .java file, because annotation also is using @ interface. So it should be in .java file. Correct. Next, what is my requirement? I will have a main via which I'll use what are the annotations are. But before that, in my book class, I will use the annotations. So let us try to create, maybe I'll go for some package, because there are multiple files. In this package, I'll create one class, day 15_4, having main. In this package, I'll go for one class, which is book.java, and I'll say finish. Now, what was my requirement? My requirement is, within this book.java, I want to use the annotation. What is my annotation name? It is an author. अगर मुझे book class के अंदर author annotation को use करना है, तो please tell me, shall I write @ or shall I write @ interface? Tell me. If I want to use the annotation, shall I use the keyword @ or shall I use the keyword @ interface? I will only use @. Very good. मेरे annotation का नाम मैंने क्या कहा? What is my annotation name? Author. So shall I write here author as a name of an annotation? Correct. Let us assume the author annotation I am passing having the first name is equal to Akshita, and comma, I'm saying last name, maybe my last name Chanchanani. Now quickly tell me, line number 3 is Annotation defined or annotation used? Have I defined it or have I used it? I have used it. Is it a single value or multi-valued? It is multi-valued. Perfect. अभी कुछ समझ में आया कि हमने सिर्फ यहाँ पे यूज किया है. Now tell me, do I have the annotation author in my P1 package? No. Is it predefined? No. Do I have to define it? Of course, yes. Now let's observe. When you take a cursor over here, can you see it is saying author cannot be resolved to a type? It means आप इसे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कि author क्या है. Correct? जब उसे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है author क्या है, so it is giving you a 2 quick fixes available. It says that you please fix this project setup or you create an annotation author. Are we okay? Right. Now, so it means I have to create an annotation. Now I'll do one thing. I'll say right click, new, and I'll say class. I'll just give a name as author. I'll say finish. But अब मैं इसे यहाँ पे class नहीं बनाऊंगी, but I will use a keyword @interface. Did you understand? As soon as you are making @interface, can you see here? It is giving me this is nothing but Java annotation. I cannot zoom it out, but yes, you can see here the separate a is given in front of the file name. Correct? Now, when I am going to define this author interface, @interface, it is nothing but the annotation. That is true. Point number 2. When I have used this annotation, I have supplied 2 values to it. And that's the reason. Can I say I must have first name, string, last name? Are we having 2 values inside the author? Perfect. Check it out. Can you see the author is defined attribute last name, add missing attributes? So maybe I'll check. N is small. Names should be correctly defined. Have you understood how I have defined my own annotation and how I have used my annotation within the book class? Is it okay? Perfect. Now, as you know, in this scenario, I have used the annotation in front of what? In front of class. So can I say here I have to at least write a statement @target bracket में I may pass any type or value is equal to class. Do you all agree? ऐसा कुछ तो लिखना पड़ेगा हमें. Correct. But writing of this is a little bit more tedious for me. And that's the reason what I'll do, I'll not create a .java file. I'll delete it. Hold on, I'm deleting it. What I can do is, I'll say right click. Instead of new class, I'm saying instead of new class, you create a new annotation. Can you see the option annotation? Everyone? Right. It will ask you, it's an annotation type within package P1. What name I need within the annotation? I need author as a name. Perfect. Please check. It is saying @ retention. I'm saying at runtime. I'll talk about these 3 points. Retention takes 3 values: source, class, and runtime. Whenever you create your own user-defined annotation, please select retention as a runtime majorly. Next, can you see it is saying add @target? Can you see the different targets in front of what all values you need it? Can you see it? I'll say I want to use this in front of the type. That's it. Type means can be a class, can be a, you can say interface, can be exception, and so on. I just want to use that in front of any type. If you want to add a target, you can say, okay, I will add in front of, I can have a capability to add in front of a constructor. I want to have a capability to add in front of field and the method and the local variable. That's it. I do not want this to be used in front of other types. Is it okay? Right. Next point. I'll just say add @documented. I'll talk about these 3 points. Target I've already talked about. You can target later on. I'll just say finish. You can modify the target afterwards. Give the comma, add a value. That's it. Right. Can you see something? It has automatically imported few of the types. It have already imported these many files. It has already given me @target something and @retention @documented. कुछ समझ में आया? Why we have gone for creation of annotation instead of creation of our own annotation. We have used a ready-made facility. अभी कुछ समझ में आया? Just for the ease. Otherwise ये सारी चीजें हमें खुद से लिखनी पड़ती थी. Correct. Next point. Let us assume I just would like to go for first name, then string, last name. That's it. Did you all get up to this point? They always take round brackets. The syntax part you need to remember. कुछ समझ में आया what we have done so far? Any doubts? If yes, please do ask. Perfect. Are we good up to this point? Yes or no? All right. So let us come back to this point, main. Just remind me 15_4 program. This main I'll explain after reflection. Right now you will not understand. Right now I just wanted you all to understand what do you mean by creation of any class, how to utilize that annotation, how to define the annotation. Have you at least understood up to this point so that I can proceed ahead in annotation? ठीक है. Now, let us observe. Let us say, in this scenario, line number 3 में हमने annotation को use किया है, जहाँ पे first name अक्षिता पास किया, last name चंचला ने पास किया. It means यहाँ पे author नाम के interface में फर्स्ट नेम का जो वैल्यू है वो अक्षिता सेट हो जाएगा और ऑथर नाम के एनोटेशन में लास्ट नेम का वैल्यू चंचलानी सेट हो जाएगा. फॉर विच बुक? फॉर द बुक विच आई हैव सेट. राइट. नाउ नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. इफ यू ऑब्जर्व, हियर आई हैव मेंशन्ड @target, @retention, @documented. Now let us understand. In this scenario, line number 3, please understand, ये सब type, field, method, constructor, क्या ये predefined है? Yes, they are predefined. Where they are predefined? In java.lang.annotation. Do you remember? I have shown you java.lang.annotation, जहाँ पे element type के सारे enum है और जहाँ पे ये enum के enum constants है annotation type. तो अगर मैं इन सबको यूज कर रही हूँ which are out of the java.lang package, so I have to 100% import it. Is it okay? Did you understand why these import statements came on its own? Because I'm using it. Are we okay? मैं अगर क्लास बनाती थी तो ये सारे इंपोर्ट स्टेटमेंट मुझे खुद को लिखने पड़ते थे ना, तो मैंने डायरेक्ट एनोटेशन बनाया. जब मैंने टाइप लिखा तो उसने java.lang.annotation_type.elementtype.type ऐड किया. When I have entered field, it has imported java.lang.annotation.elementtype.field. When I said no, I want to add for method also, it has added a method. When I say constructor, it has added a local variable, and so on. Is it okay? Import statements are simple import statements. And I hope you remember import static. जावा जब मैंने स्टैटिक कीवर्ड बताया था डे 4 पे, तब आपको ये भी बताया था when to use import, when to use import static. Right, good. Next point. Now, let us understand why I have added. So have you all understood why these import statements came into your program on its own? Because I have mentioned target like this. Correct. Next, have you all understood why this import statement is there in your code? Because I am mentioning target, @target use किया है. Do you all agree? Right. Now let us come back to the point. Something called as documented, something called as retention. Please check. When I take a cursor to the public keyword, or let us say I'm just writing here system.out.println. Or maybe I'm going to main. Just hold on. I'll just write here system.out.println. As soon as you use a println function, can you see something as a yellow box? What exactly it is? ये क्या है yellow box? Is it a help file? Is it a help file? Right. If it is a help file, why it is coming as a help file? Can I say println function का कहीं ना कहीं जावा में जावा डॉक्स में डॉक्यूमेंटेशन किया गया है? Right. Same. Let us observe. I'll go to book. Correct. Now I'll say @author. Can you see as soon as I'm taking a cursor on the author, is it giving me the similar kind of a yellow box? Is it just saying the p1.author? Indicates it's an annotation. If I'm a Java developer, I can easily understand. P1 is the package name, author is the annotation name. Also, is it giving me some more details about it? Ki author annotation is documented. Author annotation is having a retention value as a runtime. Author annotation is having a target value as type, field, method, constructor, and local variable. Is it giving me some kind of documentation whenever I have used @author? Yes. And that's the reason whenever, suppose I want to use @author, और अगर मैं इसे किसी भी local variable के आगे use करती हूँ, so will I be able to understand, oh, it is having a target value as local variable, means I can use it. Is it giving me some information? Yes. And that's why we do documentation. So if you write @documented as a word, as a used annotation in front of @interface, it will get documented. So here there is documented. Indicates the annotation with this type are documented by JavaDoc and similar tools by default. So if the type declaration is annotated with document, its annotation becomes a public API of annotated elements. Have you understood what do you mean by adding a documented word in front of any annotation? Is it fine? Check it out. I'll go to java.lang and in java.lang अभी हमने थोड़ी देर पहले annotations देखे थे, right? हमने कौन सा annotation देखा? Deprecated. Is it documented? Yes. जब भी आप deprecated word लिखोगे तो वो आपको उसका complete information देता है. Why? Because it is having documented. Are we okay? Why we have used the word @documented? Perfect. Good. Next point. The next is retention. What is retention? If you could recollect, retention was giving me three options. One, you can say retention was giving me three options. Retention policy as a class, retention policy as a runtime, and retention policy as a value. There were three options. Do you remember? Yes or no? Correct. So, retention policy के ऐसे तीन variations है. Either you can go for retention at class, another retention at runtime, another retention at source. For time being, what we have used? Runtime. What is the meaning of retention? Can you please tell me? Retention का meaning क्या रहता है? A simple English word, retention. Can I say it is like continued or to be continued? कि ये कहाँ पे use हो सकता है, retain हो सकता है? Can I say like this? Yes or no? Everyone? Right. So it takes three options. Its use can be there up to what level? It can be retained up to what level? That's what it means. Please check. If the retention policy is set as a class, the annotations are recorded in the class file by the compiler, but they need not to be retained by virtual machine at runtime. तो class कहा तो सिर्फ उसका entry class file तक ही जाएगा. When you say retention at runtime, it means it's recorded in the class file and retained by virtual machine at runtime so that they may be read reflectively. Means वो runtime पे भी reflect होंगे. When you say retention policy at source, annotations are discarded by the compiler. Have you understood why we have written here retention at runtime? मैंने रन टाइम क्यों लिखा? बिकॉज मुझे रन टाइम पे ये देखना है कि बुक क्लास ने कौन सा एनोटेशन यूज किया है, बुक क्लास ने कौन से एनोटेशन को क्या वैल्यू दिया है. Am I going to retain its use at runtime? Yes, and that's why I have given retention as runtime. Could you understand up to this point? Everyone. Is it okay? Is it okay? So check it out. Predefined annotations are these. In custom annotation, they look similar to the interface, but when you are defining your custom annotations, it's having @interface sign. I have retention policy.source, retention policy.class, retention policy.runtime. Whatever I've explained, it's there on the slides. Targets can be many. I've given many targets in front of annotations. Have you at least understood what do you mean by annotations? How to go for annotations in Java? How to create your own annotations? How do you specify retention policy? How do you specify targets? How do you go for documented? And how do you assign single valued, multi-valued and marker annotations? यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Everyone. Perfect. So, at this moment, we will complete this main after reflection. I'll keep this 15_4 program right now in pending. So let us first take a break. I'll pause here and then I'll go for, you can say, reflections. Then we will go ahead. All right. So I'll pause here. So let us continue. We will go ahead with the next point called as reflection. So someone is saying deprecated. So if you say, I'll go for creation of one class, state 15_5. Maybe I'll go for this. And let us assume I'm just writing integer num is equal to new integer. Maybe we'll pass some value to it. So you get two options. Either you write @suppress warning deprecation to num or @suppress warning deprecation to main. Or you can also write @deprecated. Let me just check. Is the D is small or capital? Give me a second. Java.lang. It is capital. So you can also mention this feature to the person who is using this integer class. So even though you are using it, but this feature has been deprecated. Is one, the programmers are discouraged from using it. Element may be deprecated for several reasons. Maybe it may lead to some error. It may be not being used in the future versions. That's why we can also write @deprecated in front of any, you can say, specific variable or a specific class which has been deprecated. But with this, warning will not go. The reason is, this is when you use suppress warning as an annotation, then only warnings will go. If you just write @deprecated, it means you are just telling to the next person that this feature has been deprecated. A kind of information that you are giving to the person. Is it okay? Is it fine, Tushan? All right, good. Now, we will come to 15_4 program at the end. Now, let me explain you the meaning of or the need of reflection. As we can say, the word reflection. Now, let us assume if I want to see class file of any specific class, maybe I have a class java.lang.object. I want to see the class file. So normally you write java_p, you write -c, maybe you write java.lang.object. Do you all agree? Yes or no? Do you all remember this? Do you all remember this? Perfect. So when you use the flag -c, it shows you the compiled form of object.java. Next point, I'll press CLS. I'll say java_p. I'll use -verbose and I'll say java.lang.object. The way you have used -c, -c is used for looking into the class file. And when you say -verbose and hit enter, please observe what output it is giving us. It is saying It is compiled from object.java and it is giving me the complete details about the class. What it is giving me? It is giving me some class, some references, how many fields are there, 0 fields are there, how many interfaces are there, 0 interfaces are there, how many attributes are there, 1 attribute is there, how many methods are there, 14 methods are there. Along with that, if you just go down, it will show you this is one constructor, public java lang.object. That's okay. That's one constructor. What that constructor is doing, it is having some different line numbers, some stack data, some local variables, some argument size, and so on. It is showing me one more method, which is called as getClass. The third method, which is equals. The fourth method declaration, which is clone. The fifth method declaration, which is toString. Similarly, notify, notify all, wait, and wait with another variations, and so on. Finalize, and different methods. It means when, and what is the source file? Object.java. So it means it is showing me the complete information from the object class. If I say again javac minus verbose, maybe I want to go for java.util.date class. Let's check java.util. Maybe I'll go to the class date. Right? And if you see methods, these are the different methods. Correct? Now, when you try to execute this, give me. All right. So when you say, I'll type javac minus verbose java.util.date, it is going to give you all the classes which are there. Is it giving some error? Let me just check. Java.util.date. Is it wrong? Let me go ahead with another class. Maybe just a second. I'll type javac minus verbose java.lang.string. String. If it explicitly requested. Okay, so I'll just close this terminal. I'll open new and let us work with object. It should work java.lang.object. Let us say. So now again it is giving error. Why this so? Initially it was giving it's loading. Anyways, but could you understand at least few points? If whenever I'm typing something called as javap minus verbose and I am saying I want to look into java.lang.object. So what actually it gave me, it goes to object.class, shows me the complete details about the class, right? What the function is taking as an argument, what is the signature of a function, how many attributes it is having, how many fields this class is having, how many interfaces this class is having, and so on. Correct? On the similar lines, whenever, so actually what exactly it is giving me? It is giving me complete metadata of the class object. Are you all agreeing with me? Yes or no? Was it giving me complete metadata of the class from object? Right. So what is metadata? It is just a complete information about the class. Perfect. Now, when you want to fetch metadata, अब metadata किसका हो सकता है? क्लास का हो सकता है, मेथड्स का हो सकता है, फील्ड्स का हो सकता है, जितने अदर डिक्लेरेशंस है आपके क्लास में उन सब का मेटा डेटा हो सकता है. मे बी एनोटेशंस आपने डिक्लेयर किए हैं, मे बी आपने कंस्ट्रक्टर्स बनाए हैं, इन सब का मेटा डेटा हो सकता है. डू यू ऑल अग्री? Yes or no? Maybe if I'm saying I want to fetch the metadata of method, so what you will just observe, you will see what is the name of the method, what is the return type, what many number of arguments it is taking, how many lines of code it is having in a function body, is there any return value, is it static or is it non-static, all this information is talking about the method. इसके अलावा हो सकती है नहीं, that can be the only things. When you talk about fields, that means the variables, then you can talk about its metadata. You are talking about its information. What information can be there for the fields? where it is declared. Is it a local scope? Is it a local variable? Is it a class field? In which class it is declared? Whether this is static or non-static, whether it is public or private, whether it is having accessibility outside the scope or not, what, or you can say, what is a return type or maybe the data type that I've specified with field. See, this is called as metadata about the field. On the similar lines, if I'm talking about constructor, constructor is basically, you can say, which type of a constructor, any number of arguments it is taking, कौन से क्लास से बिलोंग करता है, कितने नंबर ऑफ फील्ड्स को इनिशियलाइज कर रहा है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज मेटाडेटा अबाउट कंस्ट्रक्टर. करेक्ट? नाउ whenever we talk about the complete metadata about these things, can I say they all belong to one entity which is called as a class? सब कुछ क्लास के अंदर है. Do you all agree? Correct. So when I want to fetch metadata of any of these things, then that concept is called as reflection. That concept is called as reflection. कुछ समझ में आया? What is reflection? For example, when I say I want, what do you mean by reflection? Reflection means you are fetching some metadata about something. You are fetching some information about something. That is called as metadata. But how do you achieve that metadata? It is basically called as reflection. So Java mein, what is reflection? It is a concept which helps us to fetch the metadata about the entities, about the class. Have you understood up to this point? Yes or no? Now, for example, if I'm saying you are, let us say, in front of camera, correct? So when you are in front of camera, your camera size is that much that it is showing you the face. Let us say our Zoom meeting, you are able to see the video, right? Now, when you are able to see the video, why you are able to see the video of mine? It is because my camera is on, and that's the reason my face image is getting reflected towards you, because there's a kind of a mirror which is placed. Do you all agree? Correct. Now, when you are able to see the reflection, when the object is in front of that particular mirror, that's true. Now, when I'm saying what is a metadata about this particular image which is in front of you, you will see, okay, ma'am is sitting, and you know that any human being is sitting, then that person will have eyes, that person will have nose, that person will have ears and mouth, and so on and so forth. It means whatever part you are reflecting, you are able to see that. When I'm moving my hand while explaining you, that means you're able to see the hand. Can I say hand का reflection hand ही रहेगा, eyes का reflection eyes ही रहेगी, nose का reflection nose ही रहेगा? That's true. You cannot say eyes are reflected and you will give a new name to it. No. Right? On the similar lines, suppose I'm having a class. The class consists of some field. I'm having a class. Class consists of some constructor. I'm having a class. Class consists of some methods. So when I'll put a mirror in front of the class, right? When I'll put a mirror in front of the class, so can you please tell me, field जब मैं देखती हूँ, तो field का reflection क्या रहेगा? Field का reflection field ही रहेगा. When I'll see the constructor, constructor का reflection क्या रहेगा? Constructor ही रहेगा. When I'll see the reflection in the mirror, mirror में method का reflection method ही रहेगा. क्या आप उसको अलग नाम दे दोगे क्या? नहीं. Have you understood up to this point? Perfect. Next point. Suppose if I am not keeping anything in front of mirror, I'm keeping it aside, will you be able to reflect it? Yes or no? No. That means till the time you will not bring this class in front of a mirror, it will not reflect it. Till the time I will not tell to my compiler that I want to do the reflection concept on this particular class, I will not be able to do the reflection. Are we okay? Yes or no? Yes. Perfect. तो एटलीस्ट इतना समझ में आया कि रिफ्लेक्शन हमें क्यों लगता है कि किसी भी क्लास में कौन से फील्ड्स है, कौन से कंस्ट्रक्टर्स है, कौन से मेथड्स है, कितने फील्ड्स है, सारा मेटाडेटा फेच करने के लिए हमें कॉन्सेप्ट है रिफ्लेक्शन. आर वी ओके? करेक्ट. नाउ द क्वेश्चन विल कम टू योर माइंड कि मैम व्हाई डू वी गो फॉर रिफ्लेक्शन? राइट. द आंसर इज, सपोज आई एम सेइंग I have Java documentation where I'll go to java.lang, where I'll see java.lang. Maybe I'll go to string class. Here, can you see the summary? You can see the fields. Okay. You can see the constructors. Okay. You can see the methods. All right. If you see the methods, let us say I'm going at caret. Are you able to see the details about it? No. What you're able to see? Just the function declaration, the input parameter, what is the return type, and what it throws. That's it in the documentation form. Do you agree? Correct. Perfect. Next point. At this moment, you have a very good documentation for the class string. That these are the fields, these are the constructor, these are the methods, right? But now suppose I am creating my own class product. And let us assume there are 25 fields, out of which maybe 20 fields are private and 5 fields are public. Out of which I have, let us say, 30 different methods. And all these are, some are static and some are non-static, right? Along with that, I may have some setters, I may have some getters, I may have some facilitators or constructors and many more things, right? In this scenario, if I am a developer, I have written the class product, I have written 30 methods, 25 fields, and so on. I am a first developer in my team. There can be the another developer also, correct? So if I try to develop a code where I have defined a product class, okay, for me, it is easy to analyze. Oh, this is the private field, this is the public method, this is the static method. Do you all agree? क्योंकि जब तक आप खुद कोड लिखते हो तो आपको सारे ins and outs इस कोड के पता है. Yes or no? Of course, yes. But suppose my job is done. Now I'm giving this class product to the another developer, maybe the developer 2, who has to work on my product class. Maybe developer 2 has another job to add 10 more functionalities. Now tell me, when I will define my own class product, तो क्या मैं मेरे क्लास प्रोडक्ट का इतना अच्छा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन बना के दूंगी क्या? Obviously no. The reason is I do not have a time. I just have a time to develop the code, but I do not have a time to do this systematic and organized way of documentation. So what I'll do, मैं अगर directly class product उसे दे देती हूँ, and let us assume ये code जो class product है, which is around 20,000 lines. 20,000 lines of code है. Assume if it is 20,000 lines of code, and if I am passing my code to developer 2, in that case, does the developer 2 is having a time to read all the 20,000 lines of code? Yes or no? Code read करने के लिए भी उसके पास time होना चाहिए ना? Right? So in that case, if the developer 2, suppose, will not read my code, then will that developer 2 will be able to add some more functionalities? No. क्योंकि अगर उसे क्लास का बेसिक स्केलेटन ही नहीं पता है, कौन सी फील्ड्स प्राइवेट है, कौन से कंस्ट्रक्टर है, कौन से ओवररिडन मेथड है, कौन से नॉन ओवररिडन मेथड है, अगर ये सब चीजें उसे पता ही नहीं है, तो will the developer 2 will be able to do the job? Answer is no. Means उसे कैसे भी करके ये 20,000 lines of code देखना पड़ेगा. That is true. But I do not have a time for that. So what I'll do here, developer 2 will use the concept of reflection. So what the reflection will tell to the developer 2? Reflection with just a small amount of line of a code, developer 2 will at least come to know कि okay, Akshita have developed a class product, Akshita have defined 25 fields, out of these are the private fields, out of these are the methods which have some arguments and some setters and getters. अगर developer 2 को class product का general overview भी मिल गया, तो क्या वो 10 more functionalities add कर सकता है? Of course, yes. So have you understood where the actual use of reflections comes into the picture? If I want to see what the previous developer or what the person have developed the class and what are the inner functionalities which has been defined within the class, I will go for reflection. Okay? And that is called as fetching the metadata of the class. All good up to this point? तो हम जितने भी जावा में क्लासेस डिफाइन करते हो, क्या सबका रिफ्लेक्शन कर सकते हैं? आंसर इज यस, डेफिनेटली ट्रू। लेकिन रिफ्लेक्शन करने के लिए यू नीड अ मिरर, करेक्ट? तो व्हाट इज अ मिरर ऑफ एनी जावा फाइल? इट्स अ क्लास फाइल। हैव यू अंडरस्टूड एवरीवन? हाउ टू रिफ्लेक्ट, I'll tell you through the program. How to fetch the details, I'll tell you through the program. But did you all understand what is the actual need of reflection first? Till the time you will not understand the need of reflection, you will not understand why actually we are doing it. You should understand the need of the topic before learning. Right. कुछ समझ में आया? Reflection topic है क्या actually? Perfect. Good. So, let us go to the slides and read little bit. So, when I say metadata, the data which describes the other data is called as data about data. At this moment, just hold on. That's what I'm saying. पहले आप सिर्फ थोड़ा सा concept पढ़ लो and then I'll help you out with the help of program. Right? So, let us say I'm going for metadata is just then when you talk about metadata of interface, it is basically the name of the interface. Next, it is a package in which it is declared. It is annotation that are used on interface. What members are there, what are the access modifier for that interface, that is called as metadata. Correct? Next, whenever you are basically talking about the metadata for the class, it means what is the name of the class, in which package it is declared, what is the superclass of it, which interface has been implemented, what is the modifier that is given, whether that particular class is declared as abstract, final, or whether it is a simple public class and so on, how many annotations are used into it, and which members are there within the class. Did you all understand what is the metadata of a class? Yes. Next, when you talk about metadata about the field, so when I say field, what does it mean? It means that what is the field name, how it is declared, what are the access modifier, whether it is public, whether it is private, a field, and so on. If you talk about the field, how it is declared, whether it is a transient field, whether it is declared within the class, and so on, whether it is inherited or non-inherited, or how many annotations are used with this field. Again, if you talk about method, then what? What is the name of a method? What is how your class is declared? What is inheritance? What basically whether the method is inherited, whether the method is overridden, whether it is declared as public, private, or public and private, what return type you are fetching with, and so on. So it means whenever you are talking about metadata about method, you can also fetch what are the different parameters also. Parameters means argument that you are passing. Correct? Now, in this case, you are trying to fetch the complete metadata. What is the purpose? Because they allows you to track what all things are present inside the class. So for fetching the metadata, you go for reflection. So in Java, there is a feature which is called as reflection. Why we need reflection? Because I want to fetch the data about data. I want to access some private fields. I want to see the behavior of the application at runtime. We will see what we mean by behavior. Now, in case of reflection, we have to go for two packages. One is java.lang package and another is java.lang.reflect package. I want everyone, please concentrate. Just let us go to java.lang. Just check classes. Can you see there is a class in java.lang package having a name called as class? कुछ दिख रहा है? Everyone, can you see this? In java.lang, there is a class having a name as a class. This is basically used for fetching the metadata of the classes. Suppose if I keep class in front of the mirror, will I be able to see the class? Of course, yes. In this scenario, if you see java.lang package I have a class having a name called as class, right? Just give me a moment. I'll be back. All right. Now, when you talk about any class, in that case, its reflection will be class, correct? Now, let us observe methods. Just observe. I'll explain with the help of examples. Let us see. Get annotations. Can you see the method? Get annotations. Right. उसका return type क्या है? Annotation array. Can I say like this? Yes or no? Next, check out. Get constructors. उसका annotation, उसका return type क्या है? Constructor. C is capital. Next, get constructor. उसका return type क्या है? Constructor. C is capital. Get declared classes. Return type क्या है? Class. Get declared field. Pass the string name. Return type is field. Get declared fields. It's a method. Return type क्या है? Field array. क्योंकि अगर एक फील्ड बोलती हूँ get declared field तो वो फील्ड रिटर्न करेगा. Get declared fields कहा तो वो field array रिटर्न करेगा. Next, check it out. Get declared method तो वो एक ही मेथड रिटर्न करेगा. Get declared methods तो वो मेथड का array रिटर्न करेगा. Have you at least understood up to this point? Next, get type name. कौन से टाइप का है? Whether it is a string, whether it is a interface type, whether it is a class type, whether it is exception type, तो वो return type string करेगा. Is annotation, whether whatever you are accessing is it an annotation? To check that, use the method is annotation. Gives me the return type as boolean. So is instance, is primitive, whether it is a two-string method, and so on. It means, can I say, I'll write over here, java.lang package gives me a class, as a predefined class. Do you agree? Yes or no? Correct. And why it is used? It is used, or its methods are used to fetch metadata of the class. Are we okay? Have you understood up to this point? ये class क्यों है? क्योंकि इसी से ही हम उस specific class का metadata fetch कर सकते हैं. So we have different methods which are available in the class. Correct? Now, if you can observe, as I've said, class के आगे अगर field रखती हूँ तो field का ही reflection होगा. क्लास को अगर रिफ्लेक्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर कर रही हूँ तो कंस्ट्रक्टर ही मिलने वाले हैं. So if I keep a class file and if I want to fetch the method declarations, so I will get methods only. ऐसा होगा क्या कि जब मैं methods का रिफ्लेक्शन करूंगी तो मुझे field मिलेगी? No, it never happens, right? This is a similar scenario. So that's what it is. But when you observe methods, let's take a single get declared field, just one simple method. Somewhere I'll go for get declared field. Please tell me इसका return type क्या है? Field उसका return type है. अब F is capital. So check. java.lang.reflect. All these things are defined as classes within java.lang.reflect. Can you see? Constructor is a class. Field is a class. Method is a class. Modifier is a class. Parameter is a class. So आप कुछ समझ में आया? Get declared fields जो method है वो class में है, right? Get, I'm taking one example, declared field, इसका जो return type है, which is nothing but field F. I'll just write here, return type is field F. And when I say return type is field F कहाँ पे declare किया गया है? Field F is defined as a class, defined in which package? java.lang.reflect package. Are we okay? Yes or no? Is it okay? Is it fine? सीक्वेंस समझ में आया कि कौन से दो पैकेजेस हमें यूज होने वाले हैं? एक java.lang, उसमें क्लास नाम का क्लास, और दूसरा java.lang.reflect, उसमें बहुत सारे क्लासेस, फील्ड एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फॉर्थ. आर यू ओके? यस और नो? Perfect. Next point. Now, if I'm creating any class, right? In that case, जब भी मैं कोई क्लास क्रिएट करती हूँ, तो जब तक मैं उस क्लास के आगे रिफ्लेक्शन, कोई मिरर नहीं रखती, till that time, will I be able to do the reflection of any object? No. On the similar lines, if I want to get a reflection, I'll just add a line. If I want to create a reflection, if we wish to reflect any class, then what? We have methods for it, or three ways. We have three ways. One, here it is. One is get class, another is for name, and another is dot class. I'll copy this. Till the time you will not use any of these scenarios, या तो आप for name method use करो of the class, या तो आप get class method use करो from the object class, या तो आप directly dot class syntax use करो. जब तक आप ये तीनों चीजों में से one thing if you do not follow, you will not be reflect the class. Is it okay? Is it okay? So till the time you will not reflect the class, you will not be able to see the different things. Correct? I'll give you examples, but let us observe. I'll just save it and reflection overview. All right. Now please understand. When I say for name, right? I'll say for name. कौन से class का method है? Class का. So I'll just go to class. Where it is in java.lang. I'll go to class. I'll say methods. Can you see for name? Everyone. What is its return type? Class. Are we okay? Are we okay? Right. दूसरा कौन सा मेथड है? Go to java.lang, go to object class and go to methods. Can you see get class? हमने ये array list में भी यूज किया था get class. तो हमें क्लास नेम बताया था उसने, array list, class array list ऐसे आता है. Do you remember? Right. So what's its return type? Its return type is class. Correct? Now, till this point, whatever number of classes that you have used, integer, float, character, and so on, can you see here there is a small c in the documentation? Yes. Why it is so? It is because you are defining the class integer. Correct? But can you see here it is always a capital C? Have you ever observed? Have you ever observed? Why it is capital C? No, but observe now. Why it is capital C? It is because integer class का reflection capital class integer आएगा. Okay? Is it fine? Check this out. Let us assume I'm creating an array list of type integer and I'm saying AL is equal to new array list of type integer. I'm just taking one example of get class. Hold on. And I'll say system.out.println al.get class. Let's execute. Can you see the output? Class java.util.arraylist. Could you see this? Right? It is giving me the class name. Are you okay? तो ये जो class keyword आ रहा है वो इसकी वजह से आ रहा है क्योंकि ये reflection के concept में भी हम use कर सकते हैं. Shall I proceed? Shall I proceed? So, let us first try to reflect the class and then we will fetch the details. Because till the time you do not do a reflection of the class, you will not be able to see the messages. You will not be able to do its getting the field information, getting the constructor information, and so on. Are we okay? So, let us understand. Okay. let us say I'll have one class day 15 underscore 5. I want to know class dot for name. I'll pass day 15 underscore 5. I have used the class name. So java.lang. Correct. I'll say class. I have a method which is for name. Is it static? Right. It returns a class object associated with class on a given string name. So can you see for name में मैंने यहाँ पे class name string class name दिया है. Right. It's a static method within the class. So can I say class dot for name? This is a correct call. Correct. Next, I have passed the class name as day 15 underscore 5. Is it throwing class not found exception? Right. Check this out. Is it checked or unchecked? Is it checked or unchecked? It is checked. So can I say if I just add throws over here and I write exception, will it go? Yes, it will go. Again, please check. For name is return type is what? Return type is class. So can I write class C is equal to this? Have you all understood how I have reflected the class? This is one way using the for name method. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Everyone. So I'll say system.out.println c.getName. Let's check. Can you see? I'm getting the class whom I want to reflect. Is it okay, everyone? All right. Now, this is one way. I'll just write a comment. For name, like this. For name is used to reflect the class. Let's take one more example. Let us say I'm using this once again, and I'm saying class C is equal to. Now I'm passing day 15 underscore 5 dot class 5. And I'll say system.out.println c.getName. Please observe. I'll execute once again. Can you see? It is giving me the same class name जिसका मैंने dot class file pass किया है. Means the reflection is done. Reflection कर रहे पहले. It is like I'm putting a mirror in front of the class day 15 underscore 5. Have you understood the second way? Directly supply the dot class file. Dot class file is stored in class reference for reflection. Are we okay? Perfect. The third variation. Let us say I'm writing हमारे ही क्लास का रिफ्लेक्शन बता रहा है. That is true. क्योंकि अगर आपको रिफ्लेक्शन करना है तो आपको कोई तो कोई क्लास पास करना पड़ेगा ना. तो रिफ्लेक्शन कौन से क्लास का पास करोगे? जिसका आपको रिफ्लेक्शन चाहिए. If you want to see into the mirror, so you have to stand in front of mirror. Then only you will be able to see yourself. Is it so? Of course. The same is the case over here. जिस क्लास का रिफ्लेक्शन चाहिए, जिस क्लास का मेटा डेटा चाहिए, वही क्लास का आप पहले रिफ्लेक्शन करोगे. उसको मिरर तो दोगे, तभी तो आपको मेटा डेटा मिलेगा. Are you getting? That's what we are doing. But reflection के लिए, what we can do? Reflection के लिए, first option is either use for name. That is one way. What it returns? It returns a reference variable which points to you. Means this class C. C is acting as a mirror over here. Are we okay? Same. Another way. Directly उसको dot class supply कर दो. अगर आपने dot class supply किया तो वो आपकी class C को रेफर करेगा. तो जब हम java p -c इतना बड़ा कमांड दे रहे थे, java p -verbose और पूरा कमांड दे रहे थे, तो कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट पे आपको डिटेल्स दिख रहे थे, which was difficult to read for us. But if you do programmatically, it will be easy for us. Right? Have you understood? Right. Different packages के classes का रिफ्लेक्शन कर सकते हैं. क्यों नहीं कर सकते? जो क्लास का रिफ्लेक्शन आपको करना है, उस क्लास के लिए आपको तीन ऑप्शंस है. पहले फॉर नेम यूज करो, या उसका डॉट क्लास फाइल सप्लाई करो, या गेट क्लास मेथड यूज करो. जो क्लास का रिफ्लेक्शन चाहिए आप उसका रिफ्लेक्शन ले सकते हो। आर वी ओके? आर यू ओके? परफेक्ट, राइट। बट यहाँ पे फील्ड एंड मेटा डेटा नहीं दिखा रहा है कमांड का। सी दिस एवरीवन, have I used any methods to get the declared field, to get the constructor, to get no? So how would it show me? Is it okay? Till the time I will not use it, till the time I'll not define it, I will not be able to use. Abhi bas, we are just reflecting. We are just bringing the mirror in front of your class. That's how we are using. Okay? All right. Now, let us talk about next scenario. Let us say I have a class demo, correct? And let us say I am creating class day 15 underscore 5. This is my another class. In this, I'm having one method, maybe void print method, print, maybe print name method. In this, I'm passing some object O, and I'm saying system.out.println, and maybe I'll just say class C is equal to O.getClass. Here I'll say I'll print C.getName. Let us assume I'm creating public static void main. And in this main, I'm creating object of demo class. Demo D is equal to new demo, correct? So maybe I'll pass day 15 underscore 5, maybe dobj is equal to new day 15 underscore 5. I'll just give a call to maybe some print name function, print name, and I'll pass some object D. In this scenario, I'll make it this to static, correct? Now, in this scenario, let us try to execute. Can you see? अब कौन सी क्लास का रिफ्लेक्शन हुआ? डेमो क्लास का रिफ्लेक्शन हुआ, क्योंकि मैंने डेमो डी पास किया. इट वेंट इनटू द ऑब्जेक्ट, ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास के गेट क्लास मेथड को कॉल किया. I've got the class C reference. When I say C.getName, I've got the name of the class, which is demo. It means the argument that you're passing, the object that you're passing, उस object का class name it is giving me. Have you understood? The first way, directly use for name, static method for name, pass the class name. Second way, you can pass dot class field, or you can use get class method. It is completely based on you which method you can go for reflecting. Get class is called from which class? From object class. सबका रिटर्न टाइप क्या है? सबका रिटर्न टाइप क्लास ही है. कुछ समझ में आया? First point, how we go for something called as reflection. Everyone, look at the code. If still you have doubts, please ask me. Is it okay? I'll wait over here. I'll wait. If it is understood, just let me know. We will go ahead. Meanwhile, I'll create a new project. If it is done, just let me know. All right. DOBJ को use कहाँ कर रहे हैं? Please check. Here, if you are having non-static method, you can give a call using DOBJ. If you do not create it, you will not be able to. It is not necessary even though you have to create. The reason is I'm just calling this object. Is it okay, Shubhanshu? All right. So if you pass here D, it is giving me demo. Let me call this again. And if you pass a DOBJ, right, then let's execute once again. Check it out. Can you see? For the D object, it is reflecting the class name as demo. For the D object, it is reflecting class name as day15 underscore. Got it, everyone? Right. Shall we go ahead and take one more example so that you will understand in more detail? Correct. Now, let us say we are writing one code and understand the requirement. I'll pass some command line argument where I'll supply, maybe I'll go for something called as java dot lang dot, I want to go for some stack class or util class dot stack class. I need to pass this in args of 0. Can I say this is a class? Is it a class? Everyone? Correct. And I want to reflect it, right? And after reflection, I want to see or display methods declared within java.util.stack class programmatically. Have you understood the requirement of a program? Yes or no? Correct. Now, let us try. First of all, I'll say args of 0. I want to reflect it. So how do I reflect? I can use class dot for name. Do you all agree? Args of 0. Can I say, is it a correct syntax? Yes. I can go for at try and catch or throws declaration, whatever is your wish. Have you understood up to this point? Point number 1, I have done the reflection. And as you know, reflection is done in class C. That's how it will go. Perfect. Next point. I want to know what are the declared methods. Before that, let us just try to print c dot get name of the class. If you try to execute this code, what will be the output? Will it throw the exception? Will it throw the exception? Of course, yes, because you have not supplied any command line argument. Correct? Now, if you have not supplied any command line argument, so it is going to throw array index out of bounds exception. Are you guys there and understanding? Correct. So what's the solution? Supply the command line arguments. Go to run Java run configurations and go to this arguments. Let me supply java.util.stack. I'll say apply and run. Can you see it is giving me the name of the class as stack? Perfect. Now, what is my next requirement? I want to display the methods declared within this class. If I want to know what are the declared methods within the class, then please observe the class is having methods. And can you please observe, I have a method called as get declared methods. Can you see this? Right. In this scenario, it's a non-static method. So how do I call it? C.get declared methods. Are we okay? Did you all understand? Perfect. Next point. If I'm using get declared methods, what is its return type? It's a method array. So shall I put this into a method array? Because there may be one or more number of methods. Correct. Is my method class is defined in java.lang? No. So I have to import java.lang.reflect. Right? So now, if I'm saying, I'll go for maybe for integer I is equal to 0, I less than m dot length, I'll say I plus plus. And I want to just print the m of I dot, maybe I'll go for toString. Let us execute. Are you able to see all the declared methods in my java.stack class? याद है stack में हमें 5 ही methods थे, empty, peek, search, push, pop. Everyone, as a Java developer, if you just get the declaration part of any class, Will you be able to understand? Yes, empty is one function defined in java.util.stack. It is a public function having the class return type as Boolean. Peek is a function which is synchronized. Next search is a function which is synchronized. Push is a function which is there in java.util.stack. It is having a return type as any object. It is pop, it is having a return type as object. What does the push is taking? It is taking any one object as a parameter. Are you able to understand the function signatures? Yes. तो अब आप मुझे बताइए, if I am the next developer, will it be easy for me to look into the code and work on the code for adding some more functionalities? I hope you have understood. Everyone, is it okay? Right. So, did you now understand the practical use of fetching the details about methods? I hope you have understood. Yes or no? All right. Shall I go ahead? So someone was asking me, ma'am, can we take any class and get the methods declared within it? Yes, you are taking it. Can I just change it like for each method mtd in my method array, I just would like to print mtd. ऐसा चलेगा क्या? Instead of line 19 and 20? Just think and let me know. It's a for each loop. Is it working fine? Right. It's exactly the same. Perfect. Shall I go ahead? Perfect. Now, I'll take one more example. अभी आपको समझ में आया कि कैसे हम किसी भी क्लास का डेटा को फेच कर सकते हैं? Day 15_7. Right? That's why I've said, have patience. With the help of example, you will understand the reflection part. Hold on. I'll take few more examples to gain confidence. Let us observe, I'm having one class demo. I'm keeping this empty just for ease. I'm having one interface, which is my interface. I'm keeping this also as empty, right? Good. Okay. Let us say I'm creating class C is equal to, I'll say class dot for name. Inside the bracket, I'm passing demo. Will you please tell me on line number 15 what we have done? Have we reflected a class demo? Yes or no? Right. Next, I'm just trying to use some methods. We are in class C. So class, let's go to class. Let's go to methods. And I shall go to somewhere is class or is interface. Let's check. I have a method, something is class or is interface. Is interface, correct? It returns Boolean value. So I'll just say C dot is interface. Okay. Next, I'll again write class C is equal to class dot for name. And here I'll pass my interface. Right? In this case, I'll just say system.out.println C dot is interface. Let's check. I shall write only C. Let's check. I hope you all have understood. Perfect. Any doubts so far? Good. All right. Good. Good. So for name also returns interface. See, for name में जो भी आप data pass करोगे, that will be considered as any type. Please check. Here there is for name. I'll just go to for name. G class, methods, and for name. Can you see it just take any string? So if you are passing in the string as class name, it will be considered as class. If you are passing in a string my interface, it will be considered as interface. Did you all understand? It is just checking whether this string is a class or whether this string is an interface. Okay? Good. Shall we go ahead with one more example? Correct. Now, let us say in the previous example, we have tried to supply one class as an argument, which is predefined. In the next example, we have seen whether it is a interface or a class. Ultimately, reflection सिर्फ उसी class का होता है जो class है. And then let's understand the next requirement. I'll say 15_8. Now, I'll say create a user defined class. Correct? Declare private fields and declare constructor, right? Maybe declare some methods inside it. Okay? Some methods may be combination of public and private both, right? And then reflect the class. Reflect the class. After reflection, fetch the following information. What information I want? Maybe constructor information. Constructors कौन से हैं? Maybe methods. And try to call methods indirectly. Have you understood the problem statement first? मतलब हमें एक कोई तो खुद का क्लास बनाना है, क्रिएट करना है. That means the way I have given class product. Here I want to create my own user defined class. I must have some fields, I must have some constructors, some methods, and reflection I need. Have you understood the requirement, everyone? So that we can write a program? Yes or no? Perfect. So let us try. First of all, I'll just go for creating a class. So I'll create a class, maybe I'll give a name, reflection demo. I'm creating one private string str. It's a private field. I'll go for something like this. Can you please tell me what is line number 16? What is line number 16? It is constructor. Perfect. Inside the constructor, I have assigned str initially default value as core Java, right? Let us say I'm writing public void method 1, where I'm just printing the inside method 1 str is equal to, and I'm printing str. Correct? Next, let us say I have one more method, public method 2, and I'm having system.out.println, where I'm just writing inside method 2. Maybe I'll pass some field to it, maybe integer num value, and I'm printing num. It's a local variable that I need to pass. And let us say we will go for one more method, method 3. And I'll keep it simple. I'll just say it is inside method 3. But what I'll do in this scenario, instead of making method 3 as public, I'll make it as private. Have you all understood the class declaration up to this point? Perfect. Now, I want to go for reflection. So inside the main, first of all, I have to reflect it. So how do I reflect it? Maybe I'll create one object, reflection demo. I'll say reflection demo. I'll create obj is equal to new reflection demo. That's one object that we have created. I have to reflect the class. So how do I reflect? I'll pass class. Maybe I'm giving CLS as a reference variable. obj.get class. Is this line is understood by everyone? Perfect. Let us just try to print the name of the class. Name of the class. How do we get it? CLS.get name. Are we okay? Everyone? Take. After that, what is my first requirement? Get the constructors. How many constructors are there? So please check. In this class, how many constructors I have declared? Only one. So I have one method. Again, go to class, see the methods. and there is get constructor method. Can you see get constructor? Right. Its return type is one constructor, right? So here I'll say whichever class is reflected, that is CLS, I'll say get constructor. I'll not pass anything. When you say get constructor, it is going to have constructor. Maybe I'll say CTR is equal to this. For the constructor, I have to import java.lang.reflect. I'll just say system.out.println. Name of the constructor is, can I write ctr.toString, which will give me the name of the constructor? Do you all agree? Perfect. Next, let us say I want to go for add a throws declaration. जहां जहां पे आप methods use करोगे, maybe you have to add on many throws declarations. All right. Let us first execute up to this much part. Are you getting something which was expected? Name of the class, I've got it as reflection demo. And get constructor method returns me one constructor. It is saying CTR, and I'm saying CTR.toString. Is it returning me the actual declaration of the constructor? Is it showing me कि मेरे पास reflection demo नाम का default constructor है और उस default constructor का return type public है? Are we okay? Perfect. Similarly, can I say if I want to fetch the methods, can I use cls dot get declared methods? Do you agree? When you say get methods, there is one more function which is called as get methods. Both will work fine. And its return type is method marray, similar to your previous example. I'll say java.lang.reflect. Right? Next, if I want to say what are the methods, I'll just write here system.out.println methods in the class. So I'll just say for each method mtd in my method array system.out.println mtd. Will it give me all the method names? Yes. Can you see in this scenario why it is giving me so many methods? Please observe method 1 and method 2 are belonging to the reflection demo because my every class is inherited from java.lang.object. तो वो object class के भी सारे methods दे रहा है. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone, that means your reflection demo class is having its two own methods, which are public methods. Did it give me the private methods? No. It only returns the public methods. Are we okay? Yes or no? Can you see here it is giving public methods? Perfect. Suppose I'm just writing one more time. Get, just hold on. Get declared methods. Maybe I'm writing M1. Maybe I'm writing M1. Let's check. Can you see? When I'm saying get declared methods, it is only giving me the methods which are declared publicly or privately inside the reflection class. So when you use get methods, I'll just write a comment. Get methods. Methods in the class and in superclass. And it returns only public methods. And when you use get declared methods, methods in the class means public and private both. Have you understood, everyone? Check it out. Get declared methods, public and private, inside the class only. And get methods will return me public methods in the class and in its superclass from where it is inherited. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone? Yes or no? Perfect. Next point. Let us assume I want to call the methods indirectly. So here I'll say cls dot get declared method. I'm passing two parameters. Let us say method 2. And method 2 is taking one int num value. I'm passing here int dot class. And I'm making this as method call 1 is equal to. Please understand, whenever you want to give a call to any method in an indirect way, first you reflect it and then you see how it is working for us. That means you can just get the declared method by passing the method name, and you know it is taking one parameter. I'm going to pass some int.class. It is pointed by one method call 1. I'll say method call 1.invoke, and I will pass the object, whatever I've created, and some value, maybe I'm passing 45. Whenever you give a call, a reflection object we have created, whenever you give a call to invoke, you need to add a throws declaration. Let us execute. Can you see my method 2 call is done on its own in an indirect way? Means if you want to see the behavior of a method, how your method is actually performing, you can check it by using getDeclared method and invoke method. Invoke means call. Are you able to understand line 69 and line 70? Yes or no? OBJ is reflection object, right? Reflection object के ऊपर आप उसे call कर रहे हो ना? Can you see here? OBJ we have created reflection demo object. 45 is nothing but one int value that I'm passing int value. So method 1, method 2 में, if you can see, it goes to the method 2. This value it is considering as 45. It is executing your method 2. कुछ समझ में आया? It means you are just passing getDeclared method, means it will just fetch the method declaration and it will just say that you are going to go for int object. कुछ समझ में आया? Everyone, let us assume I want to give a call to method 1. Am I passing any arguments in the method 1? मैंने function 1 में कोई argument pass किया है? नहीं. लेकिन मुझे उसे call करना है. How do I give a call? Maybe I'll say method call 2. Let us say cls dot get declared method. कौन सा method call करना है? Method 1. And I'll just say here method 1. How do I give a call? Method call 2 dot invoke. On which object? On obj object. That's how it is. Are we okay? Have you understood? तो अब कौन सा मेथड कॉल होगा? फंक्शन 1 कॉल होगा. कैन यू सी? फंक्शन 1 के अंदर हमने क्या लिखा था? इनसाइड मेथड 1 str is equal to core java. That's what it is calling. Are we okay? Yes or no? One more time. If you see, I want to give a method call to private method 3. Now please understand, in this scenario, when you say get declared method, क्या उस मेथड का रेफरेंस ले रहा है क्या? यस, ये मैंने यहाँ पे रेफरेंस वेरिएबल बनाया है. Once again, please observe, I'm giving method call 3, cls dot get declared method 3. I am giving invoke function on this object. आपका method 1 and method 2 public थे, they were quite accessible. But method 3 is actually declared as private. Can you see? I'm getting the exception, illegal access exception. When you say illegal access exception, it means because it is created as private. But then also I want to give it a call. How do I do it? I will make this method call 3 p dot set accessible true. प्राइवेट मेंबर्स का बाय डिफॉल्ट एक्सेसिबिलिटी फॉल्स रहता है. जैसे ही आपने उसे ट्रू किया, यू कैन इनडायरेक्टली कॉल इट एंड कैन यू सी आई एम गेटिंग द आउटपुट. Have you all understood up to this point? Guys, if you pass line number 69, please tell me method 2 is taking any argument, yes or no? Yes. तो जब मैं इसे कॉल करूंगी तो मुझे कोई तो कोई रेफरेंस देना पड़ेगा ना इंट वैल्यू का. इसलिए मैंने मेथड 2 का नाम दिया. along with that I've said I am going to supply int का वैल्यू int dot class. उसका रिफ्लेक्शन करो and put that 45 वैल्यू. जब मैं मेथड 1 का रेफरेंस ले रही हूँ, do I need any parameter in method 1? No. If I do not need a parameter in method 1, definitely I will not supply any parameter. And when I'm saying object के ऊपर कौन सा मेथड कॉल करो? Method 1. So it is going to give a call to method 1. On the similar lines, method 3, it is easy, but here it is private. When you say private, it will give you exception. So I have to set accessibility to true. When I give it call on the object, so obj.method 3, obj.method 3 is going in the method 3 and calling inside method 3. Have you now understood how I have fetched the field methods? Perfect. On the similar lines, if I say cls dot get declared field and I'm passing str, I'll store it into field f. I'm sorry, right? In this case, I have to import java.lang.reflect. And when I'm passing this, it should give me throws declaration. There might be a scenario, field का नाम ही नहीं है, so it may throw the exception. In this case, I'll say, I have got the field str. But if you remember, if I just try to print field is equal to f dot get name or f dot toString. Let's check. Can you see it is saying it's a private field java.lang.string reflection demo class में है और उसका str नाम है. कुछ समझ में आया? क्या हम फील्ड को डायरेक्टली सेट कर सकते हैं? I can use f dot set on obj. I'm supplying some data as let us say Sunbeam. Can I set the private fields outside its object, outside its scope? Answer is no. If you execute, you will get an exception, illegal access exception. So if I wanted to set it, I have to write f dot set accessible to true. And when you set it to true, I'll just say, yes, it is basically set. Hope you have understood my point of reflection. Everyone, yes or no? All right. So, could you understand the problem statement and the program? Perfect. Shall I give you one practice question? Okay. You can take a practice question like, create a class product, right? Why we have passed str on line 80? अरे अगर मुझे फील्ड का नाम क्या था? str था ना? तो जब मैं गेट डिक्लेयर्ड फील्ड बोलती हूँ तो मुझे यहाँ पे फील्ड का नाम पास करना पड़ेगा ना, राइट? जब मैं मेथड के लिए बात करती हूँ तो मेथड का नाम पास करना पड़ेगा. जब कंस्ट्रक्टर की बात किया तो आपने गेट कंस्ट्रक्टर किया. आर यू देयर? राइट. ठीक. I want to create a class product. Declare PID as private. Declare name of the product as public. Have some constructor, one is parameterless and another is parameterized. Then you have some methods, maybe M1, which is public. Write some functionality, maybe M2, which is public, maybe M3, which is private. And try to fetch the details of class product. Not the details, rather I will say metadata of class product. And I want a switch case. If the user press 1, metadata about constructors. If the user press 2, metadata about methods. And if the user press 3, metadata about fields. If the user press 4, call the methods. If the user press 5, call the fields or assign the fields. Have you all understood up to this point? At least 4 cases you can go for. Will you please do this as a practice question? Perfect. तो अब आपको समझ में आया रिफ्लेक्शन कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है? Yes or no? Perfect. So let us go back to 15_4 project. Do you remember we had created author.java, book.java, and day15_4.java? Correct? And this was the remaining part. Now what I want into this class, I want to know what are the annotations inside the class, inside the book. Correct? So can I say if I want to know the annotation of book.java, do I have to reflect it first? Yes. So how do I reflect it? I'll say class C is equal to book.class. Can I say like this? Right now, I do not know the type. I may go for a wildcard, which is question mark. That is absolutely okay. Next, I want to say c.get declared annotations. जैसे आप get declared methods कर रहे थे, वैसे get declared annotations. Here, if you pass add declared get declared annotations, it is having one array. Maybe I'll say A. I'll just import java.lang.annotation. I have to add a throw get declared annotations. This is no, it should work. Get declared annotations. S. Perfect. So, have you understood, everyone, what I have done in line 10 and line 11? Right. So, I'll write for each annotation, maybe A and N, inside my array A. I'll first check if my ANN is instance of author annotation. If is this a annotation of, you can say, the author annotation, then I want to go for author type of annotation. Maybe I'll say author is equal to author and I'll say ANN. Am I doing the conversion? Yes. The reason is annotation कोई भी type का हो, लेकिन मुझे कौन से type का fetch करना है data? Author type का data fetch करना है. So I'll just say system.out.println. I'll say first name is equal to, maybe I'll go for author.first name. I'm fetching the values. I'll copy this and I'll say last name. And maybe I can go for here as a last name. Let us now execute this. Can you see it is fetching the details of annotation defined in the book.java? कुछ समझ में आया? What is reflection that we have done? Right. Please understand. In this scenario, first we have reflected book.class. Then we have tried to get the annotations declared in book.class. Then we have applied a for loop over the annotation. In the line number 15, I've checked. अगर मेरा जो भी annotation है, वो author से है, तो ही वो इस loop में जाएगा. Because there may be one or more number of annotations also. I hope you remember instance of checks whether the left side object belongs to right side. If this condition is true, then I am converting this annotation in the type of author. The reason is this annotation is a general type. I am trying to perform downcasting and I'm converting it into an author. And जो भी and में आया, that is nothing but author first name and the last name that I'm fetching. Have you understood the line of a code? Is it okay? Is it okay? There's a power cut. That's why I was just trying to save the bandwidth. Have you all understood up to this point the concept of annotation? All right, good. So if you see the reflection, we have seen for name, get class, dot class. How do we get the, you can say get declared constructor, get declared methods, get declared fields, set accessible true, set accessible false. अभी आपको समझ में आया why I have kept this 15_program, A4 program in pending mode? Because till the time you did not understood the reflection, हम उस class का annotation को fetch नहीं कर सकते. Will you please do this practice question today? Yes or no? Right. Good. Get declared methods, string name, comma, parameters. So can you please check in the last example, we have used get declared methods, right? You have given the string name, that is a method name. And can I say method can take 1 parameter, 2 parameters, 3 parameters. So dot, dot, dot indicates variable number of argument. Are you okay? Get declared methods. See this. In this case, first is the string name, any function name that you pass. But can I say function can take 1 argument, 2 argument, 3 or 4 arguments? Yes. So can it be, is it, you can say, decided at the initial stage? No, it can be variable number of arguments. Have I explained 3 dots ka meaning? A function can take variable number of arguments. That's what it is taking. Okay? Perfect. So today we have seen the topic called as reflection and annotation. Why class T? It is because, once again, do you know which class you are going to pass? You may have your user defined, you may have your predefined class. That's the reason it is question mark. Have you understood? Perfect. Good. So with this, I'm concluding the topic called as annotation and reflection. On Monday, we will start with functional style of programming. I request everyone, please do revise the things, whatever I have explained till this point. Functional style of programming is a little bit difficult topic to understand for the first time. It needs lot of practice, but I request everyone, if you have not revised the previous contents, you may forget them. So in this weekend, try to basically revise the things as soon as possible, right? So next week, next 4 days will be your last 4 days for this module. 2 topics are remaining. One is functional style of programming, another is multi-threading. If still you are facing the problem with any specific topic which you want me to give you a quick review, whatever we have covered, just let me know on Monday. I will cover it in some day in last half an hour, right? So with this, I'll stop here. If any queries are there, then please do ask. Thank you very much. Take care. See you on Monday.